Rain poured over the cracked sidewalks of downtown Raleigh, pooling in the gutters where the streetlights flickered weakly. The city slept restlessly, save for the hum of patrol cars cutting through the mist. Inside the precinct, the night shift was slow, until two officers pushed open the glass doors, dragging a shivering old man in handcuffs. Picked him up behind the diner, one of them said, shaking off the rain. Said he was a federal asset. The room filled with snickers. Federal asset? The desk sergeant grinned, spinning his chair around. Yeah, sure. Let me guess. Next, he'll tell us he's a secret agent with superpowers. The old man didn't look up. His beard was gray, his jacket soaked through, his boots half falling apart. He smelled of salt, metal, and something burned. He spoke quietly, voice hoarse from cold. They're going to come for me. You shouldn't keep me here. One of the younger officers laughed. Who's they, huh? The aliens? The Russians? Or your imaginary army buddies? The old man lifted his eyes, and for a second the laughter died. There was something in his stare, cold, precise, like he was measuring distance, angles, exits. Then he blinked and lowered his head again. Delta, they'll know, the sergeant sighed, bored. All right, Delta, why don't you tell us your full name? The man hesitated. It's been a while since anyone's asked me that. They booked him as John Doe, charged him with trespassing and loitering. While the paperwork processed, the officers joked among themselves, sipping stale coffee. Poor guy's delusional, said one. Probably saw too many war movies. Another smirked. Next, he'll claim he trained Rambo. The old man sat silently in the holding cell, hands folded, eyes fixed on the steel floor. Every few minutes he muttered something, numbers, coordinates maybe. 36.14 north, 92.02 west. The young officer listening frowned. What is that? Some kind of code? The sergeant chuckled. Yeah, the coordinates to his cardboard mansion. But when the night deepened and most of the precinct quieted down, the operator at the fingerprint desk frowned. Sarge? You might want to see this. The sergeant groaned, walking over. What, he a repeat offender? The technician shook her head. No, this print's locked behind a federal access gate. It says, classified, Tier 1 clearance required, he blinked. That can't be right. Run it again, she did. Same result. Then a different alert popped up. Do not detain. Federal restricted personnel. Contact FBI immediately. The room went silent. Within 20 minutes, two black SUVs pulled up outside the station. The rain hadn't stopped. It only seemed heavier now, drumming on the roof like gunfire. 4 agents stepped inside, flashing badges. FBI, where is he? The sergeant stammered. Holding cell 3. We thought he was just some... Don't finish that sentence, one of the agents said sharply. You have no idea who you've been mocking. When they reached the cell, the old man was standing, posture straight, as if he'd been expecting them. The lead agent nodded respectfully. Sergeant Major Cole Anderson, sir. It's been a long time. Every officer in the room froze. Cole tilted his head slightly. Didn't think anyone remembered that name. The agent smiled faintly. Delta never forgets, one of the younger cops whispered. Wait, Delta as in Delta Force? Like the special ops guys? The agent shot him a look that shut him up instantly. They unlocked the cell. The sergeant stepped forward awkwardly. We didn't know, sir. We thought... Cole cut him off. You thought right. I'm nobody now. Just a man who couldn't sleep. He stepped out, slow but sure. Every movement deliberate, muscle memory of a soldier who'd spent years moving through shadows. Inside the interrogation room, the FBI began their quiet debrief. Cole sat across from them, dripping rain onto the table. Where have you been all these years? The lead agent asked. Cole stared at the wall. Off the grid. The kind of jobs that don't make it into reports. Why resurface now? I didn't, Cole said softly. They found me, the agent frowned. Who's they? Cole looked up. His eyes were calm but haunted. People who shouldn't know Delta ever existed. He reached into his soaked jacket and placed a crumpled photo on the table. A desert compound, distant, half buried in sand. They're rebuilding this. Same place, same symbol. The agent leaned in. That's impossible. That base was wiped clean in '07. Cole smiled faintly. That's what the report said. Outside the room, the officers who'd mocked him earlier watched through the one-way glass. Their laughter was gone. "Jesus," one whispered. "He's the real deal." Another rubbed his neck. "We cuffed him like a street bum." The sergeant swallowed hard. He didn't even get mad. In the room, the conversation deepened. The agent said, "We thought you died in Kunar province." Cole nodded slowly. "Most of me did. Why live like this? On the streets?" Cole's voice was distant. "It's quiet, no orders. No brothers dying in the sand." The agent looked down. "Sir, you saved lives no one ever knew about. You could have lived anywhere." "I didn't do it for that," Cole said simply. At 4 a.m., the FBI finished their questioning. Cole was cleared of all charges. The agents prepared to escort him out, but he stopped at the door and looked back at the officers in the bullpen. "Don't feel bad," he said, his tone gentle. "I used to laugh at people who didn't understand the fight either. They didn't know what to say." When he walked past, one of the younger cops, the same who'd mocked him first, stood and saluted instinctively. He didn't even know why. Cole paused, then nodded. "Keep your eyes open, son. You never know who's standing right in front of you." By dawn, the SUVs were gone. The precinct was quiet again, save for the faint hum of the fingerprint machine. The technician who had run the old man's prints stared at the final data that had unlocked after clearance was lifted. Under Cole Anderson's record were just 3 words: Delta Operator 7 confirmed deceased. Her hands trembled. The sergeant came up behind her. "What's wrong?" She turned the screen toward him. "Sir, according to this, he's been officially dead for 19 years. Outside, the sun broke through the clouds, shining faintly on the empty corner near the diner where the old man had been found. Folded piece of paper sat tucked under a bench. Napkin from the diner with a few scrawled coordinates and one short note. "Tell Mason the fight's not over. Whoever Mason was." The FBI took that note without a word. The city never saw the old man again. But 2 months later, when a covert operation overseas hit the news, no names, no details, just a brief mention of unofficial assistance from an unlisted federal advisor, the same agents who had walked him out of the precinct quietly smiled, because they knew Cole Anderson was gone again, where men like him belonged, in the shadows.